Hello, you're watching my YouTube channel. I'm your host, kamranarshad. Today, I've invited a guest from my vlog, and I'm going to discuss about her life, her goals, her visions, and most importantly, her field. Hello and welcome. Today, we have the pleasure of sitting down with Jawahar Juhi, a distinguished behavior analyst known for their expertise in understanding and modifying behaviors. As we delve into the world of behavior analysis, could you provide us with some insights into your background and what inspired you to pursue a career in this field? Over to you, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum.
Bye.
Thank you so much for having me on your channel because I think this is the best way that we can spread the word. And I'm really humbled and honored to be here. My name is Jawahar. I'm a board certified behavior analyst. I'm also a doctoral student for clinical psychology at the California Southern University in the USA. I have an MS in special education. I'm also an early interventionist in the state of Illinois, a licensed behavior analyst. I'm on the advisory board to represent Pakistan as an international behavior analyst. I also have the honor of winning the Outstanding Leadership Award internationally. Recently, it's going to be given to me on 19th of March, 2024 in Las Vegas. I have been in the field for almost 24 years now. And everybody keeps on asking me what brought you to the field. Do you have anybody
I was about
who
to
has
ask actually.
yeah, no, I have nobody who has special needs. I think it is only God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who brought me to this field. When I moved to America in 2001, my daughter was very small. And, at that time, I started working in a daycare setting, and it was a Montessori. And in the daycare, I was getting young kids who had special needs in the Montessori, because over here we do early intervention in daycares. And when I was getting those kids, they were doing early intervention in the center. That's where I got interested, and I went back to school. I did a diploma in early childhood education. I already had a master's from Pakistan in English literature.
Okay.
Totally different fields.
Yeah, exactly. I'm actually
Yeah.
observing about your personality. That what kind of personality do you have?
And then after that, I started then I thought this is not enough. So I went back and I did MS in special education from Dominican University here. Why it is an MS? Because we were taught how to do all the psychological testing. And we did that. And then after that, I worked in a special ed facility for almost 8 years. 8 years in the early childhood, 8 years in the, I'm sorry, I have a cat. And then, we did the public school setting for 8 years. Then, the behaviors of the kids that I was working was so strong that, I went back and I got my, postgraduate diploma. And then they gave my board examination to become a board certified behavior analyst. This was by the Board of America. And then after that, I also took admission in my doctoral program to become a clinical psychologist. It's a PsyD. And I've been working on that. But along with that, I went and I did I went to Dubai. I established an entity by the name of Rife USA over there, made connections and bridges with the government. We had and I started the first lecture-based and therapists till now. And then from there, because my kids were growing up, my daughter is, mashallah, 22 now. She's in the university. So then, I came back to America because, they had to study. So I sold off Rife USA to another partner. It's still running in Bahrain, the Kingdom of Bahrain. And then I was working in America, and then I was approached by a parent in Pakistan that, can you please help with my child? And I said, I can't, I don't have the time. And I referred them to somebody else, and they said, no, we want to work with you. I said, look, I can't, I don't have the time, the capacity. And they said, no, I think please. And then, I referred them to somebody, but unfortunately, who I referred them to did not have the ethical, work guidelines. and they exploited the parents. And when the mom came and told me about it, that's when I was like, okay, I really think I need to give some time to
Okay,
Pakistan.
that's great.
So I started a small setup in
Mhm.
Pakistan by the name of
Okay.
Behavior and Special Educational Services.
Okay, ma'am. Actually, how long have you been doing this, and why inspired you to choose this field?
Okay, so you know how there are people, like there are people who keep on asking me this question, even the young generation that is coming out right now, and they don't know what to do, what is their field. You know, when I first took my class in, I actually went and I took admission in Masters of Early Childhood Education.
Yeah.
First, before special ed.
Hmm.
And at that time, I was like, you know, the first class I took was in special ed because, over here we are mandated by law, all teachers, whether it is elementary, high school, if you're becoming a teacher or early childhood, you have to take a special ed class. So I took a special ed class and I just fell in love with it. I'm like, you know what? This is what my life is meant for.
Hmm.
There's an awakening moment that you have. And that was just it. I'm like, there's no going back. And believe me, I have enjoyed every single day of my life after that. I have a purpose in my life. Every day I wake up happy, I sleep happy. I'm content with what I do. We serve almost 250 kids in Pakistan. And mashallah, we just opened up a setting in Chicagoland area now. And alhamdulillah, and also we are
Ma'am, this is
training.
the main
So
reason
I'm
that you are happy because you are satisfied actually what you are. This is actually the youth problem as well. We are
yes,
not satisfied actually what we
yes,
are. So,
yeah,
what do you think about it?
yeah.
Do you have
I
any opinion on this?
but I'm so happy. Yes, I think that our young generation, which you guys call as the Generation Z, Y, I think is the Generation Z. They're looking for shortcuts,
Yeah.
and they're looking for easy money.
Yeah.
But believe me, there's no easy money. And, even if you have easy money, you're never going to be content in your life.
Mm.
What I tell my supervisees and the people that I teach, because I also teach a master's level course for behavior analysts, for young behavior analysts who are coming out.
Yeah.
And I always tell them, I said, always find your niche. You have to find your niche. You have to find what makes you happy.
Mm.
Because anything that doesn't make you happy, you are never going to have, you can't find a career without that. You have to find what makes you happy and gives you content. And this is the best field. And, I talk to I have a lot of people who are my mentors, So my mentors are from the field of behavior analysis. They are teachers. And then I also have spiritual mentors.
Yeah.
So, one of my spiritual mentor told me, he said, you're always in the state of ibadat. Once you're serving people, you're always in. I think the one doing, I don't think there's anything better I could have done in my life.
That's great, man. That's great. Actually, what is the difference between the education of Pakistani system and the American system? Because I have heard about a lot of things that if you are studying in America, then you need to serve in development as well. They didn't give you the degree as well. You are doing that. When you serve in development, in research development, then you can get your degree as well. But in Pakistan, we have educational institutions, a lot of educational institutions, but we do not have even single counseling institution.
Yes. So I think the difference is that when I was, and I have nothing against the system because, I think that it has changed a lot now. But
Really?
still what I feel is,
Okay.
I'm
Actually, you
trying
are
to
living in
be.
America, so I think
No,
you
no, no.
are living in the
I'll tell
Pakistan.
you.
Actually, ma'am,
I'll tell
actually,
you.
there is no
My
will.
daughter had a
Actually,
very
with all due respect, there is no will to change. I don't know what was the reason behind.
no.
We can definitely discuss these
Yeah,
things
my
off
daughter.
here, but they don't want to change the system of education.
No, no, I'll tell you, because
Okay.
I'm going to give you an example. I think when I was in Pakistan, I couldn't find the right career for myself, because I was a very average student, in the, so my parents, all Asian parents, they have this mindset, doctor banana hai bachchi ko, she
Yeah.
has to be a doctor.
Hmm.
So unfortunately, my father put me in the medical field, and I didn't want to do it. So as a part of that, I just became a rebel. But then, I was really good at math. I was really good at physics, so I maybe wanted to go towards engineering, but
Hmm.
they put me in biology, and I didn't want to do that. But then, I didn't unfortunately have such good teachers. Maybe if I had good teachers, I could have. But then when I was doing my other studies, they didn't really, I just did it for the sake of passing through the system. But I don't think they really engage you, and we just get degrees, but we don't get the education that we need.
Hmm.
When I came here, for me, it was like a whole enlightening experience, because now not only did I get my degree, I also know my field, because I was able to research it. I was able to go in depth, and I don't have to like ratify everything,
Yeah.
like learn it by. I have to actually know my matter. I'm going to give you another example. My daughter, there was family pressure. So, her father put her into a medical school in Pakistan.
Hmm.
So now she studied here in America, and they put her in Shifa, and she couldn't do it. She said, Ma, it is horrible. And, the teachers are horrible. I'm sorry to say, I have nothing against anybody, but this was what my daughter said. She said, America, it was totally different.
Yeah.
They respect you. They respect you.
I'm actually
The way
defending
that
your
they
sister as
talk.
well. I'm defending your daughter as well. Sorry.
Daughter,
Ha.
yeah, she said they respect you. They
Yeah.
give you love. They give you care. They give you chances. In Pakistan, they don't. And the way
They
they
give
used
you
to talk to my
opportunities as well,
daughter.
man.
Yeah,
In
the way
Pakistan,
they
we are
talk to
not
my daughter.
getting opportunities from the government side, from the private sector. If you have a reference or a big call in your bank, then you can easily get
Yeah,
everything whatever you want.
and
I'm
I
sorry
we
to
were
say, but
paying
it's true.
like we were paying the fee of an international student, and she didn't get, and she had anxiety, so the more
Yeah.
they were being like the more they were talking loud to her, क्योंकि हमारा एक कल्चर है ना कि चीखना है हमने
Hmm.
हमने जब तक हम टीचर चीखेगी नहीं तब तक बच्चे को समझ नहीं आएगी, and you have to shame the kids, right? So she couldn't take that, and you know what, she ended up leaving medical school. And
Hmm.
I wrote an email to the school, and I told them, I said, as a Pakistan, Pakistani going to America and being very successful over there, I think I am successful. I've been here for 20 some years, and I have always made a very, very good, career over here. But my daughter, she came, she left everything from there, and look at what you did to her. She's more anxious, she's more depressed, and she doesn't want to go. She's never ever going to come back to
Yeah.
a Pakistani school or recommend anybody. So she went. She's now in Istanbul at a university, and Alhamdulillah, she's going to finish next year. So I mean, this is how it is. I'm sorry to say, but we really
Okay.
need to work on our
Okay, ma'am. I
educational
got
system.
actually your point. So what do you think? It's a problem of the legislation that we are not do to pass any legislation about the education system, or you know.
So I just want to point out one more thing. This education system also leads into our special needs kids. It is for me to place my kids in inclusive setting right now, because all of my kids, they are going to special schools or they are coming to clinical settings. And because of this reason, I'm not able to put my kids into schools because nobody is open to take them.
Hmm.
And it's been such a big struggle for me. I can't even tell you. I'm going to give you one more example.
Hmm.
I had a child, I went to school because I have bases. So, nobody wants to bring their kids to that Montessori, typically
Hmm.
developing kids. And we want our kids to be in a regular school.
Yeah.
So I went a school and I asked them, can you give me a franchise of your school?
Hmm.
Because I thought if I get their franchise, any big schools, you know, that you have like, and I said that
Can they
we
start
just want to
criticizing
place
you?
our special. They said no.
Yeah.
They said no. So
Because you want to change the
I was
system
so,
actually. So they don't want you. This
I
is my
wanted,
point.
they don't want me to change the system.
Yeah, exactly. This
They
is the
don't want me to change the system.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. With an impressive array of
It's
qualifications, how do you ensure ongoing professional development, and how do these diverse qualifications contribute to your expertise in your current role as an EI specialist?
So, so continuing education is that we have to constantly educate ourselves. So right now, one is that my doctoral degree is really helping me because, you know, I do a lot of research for that. So I'm done with my coursework. I'm only working on my dissertation right now. And secondly, you know, I constantly go to conferences to educate myself. So like we have a conference coming up in March and then April. So I keep on going to that so that I keep on developing, you know, my skills. The early intervention part in Illinois is such that for behavior analysts, not only do we have to do like, we also have to do their assessments, like developmental assessments.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different than behavior analysis. So, you know, for this purpose, we have to look into, I'm sorry, this is my
No
cat.
problem.
So, so, you know, for this purpose, you know, we have to look into doing those developmental assessments and learning them, how to like Vineland and, you know, the BDIs and the portage and these kind of assessments we have to learn. So I keep on going for those. You know, even if I've learned a skill, I relearn it again. I go to those workshops again because there are a lot of new things coming out. So I want to retrain myself and I want to relearn those skills.
Yeah. Actually, you are in learning phase so far. This is a success.
Yeah.
And
So
someone comes to us.
we cannot stop learning. And I tell everybody, like even my therapists that are in Pakistan or over here, if I find that they have something good and they know more than me, I'm going to sit with them and learn because I always tell them, everybody is my teacher. You know, I can never know everything. And I think that's what makes everybody successful because we have to be humble and open to learning.
But right now, when someone comes to us and says, you are doing this thing, if you do like this, you can be successful in the life. And we said, no, 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 he's actually getting jealous from my personality, you know?
Yeah, yeah. No, I think we should always be open to constructive feedback. And I think that my success is because I always, you know, when they emailed me and they said like 2 weeks ago, I got an email from the Health Conference 2.0, which is like an international conference all over the world. And they said, you've been nominated as an outstanding, you know, honorary outstanding leader internationally. And I'm like, who nominated me? I'm like, I never even go for those awards. They said, we want to interview you. So I got interviewed.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm not going to win. How will I win? I'm just a woman, you know, you know, just a Pakistani, you know, woman, singer, you know, doing my stuff. And I won the award. And when I won the award, I was like, really? Did I win this award? So I couldn't believe it. But you know, the reason the success is because of the people I work with and constant learning.
Constant.
And, you know, that's what I wanted.
And do you have a plan?
And teamwork.
Okay. Do you have a plan to come back to Pakistan and serve here?
Oh, I'm there every 2 months. I'm in Pakistan every 2 months because we
Okay.
have bases
It
over
means
there.
I can meet you if I ever want to meet you, right? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We have 7 branches in Pakistan of bases, behavior and special educational
In Lahore or
services.
Islamabad?
No, we have Islamabad, 2 in Islamabad, Pindi. We had 2 in Lahore, we closed 1. And then we have Sialkot and we have Gujarat.
Okay, when you come back to Lahore, then I will definitely meet you, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. So I come every 2 months because, you know, my mom is there,
Okay.
my brother is there, you know, and my house is there in Islamabad. And, you know, yeah, we have all our branches of bases over there.
Okay, ma'am. Great. Okay, being a board certified behavior analyst and licensed behavior analyst in LBA, how do you integrate behavior analysis principles into your work as an early invention EI specialist. Can you share an example where these skills have proven particularly beneficial?
Yes. So I'll tell you. So behavior board certification is like the national certification. So it's the certification of the country. International behavior analyst is for the whole world. So like I'm internationally certified. And then the licensed behavior comes statewide.
Okay.
So every state has their own license. So you have to be licensed. So I'm licensed in the state of Ohio and Texas.
Okay.
And early intervention is that whatever behavior analytics skills we have, like whatever we've learned over the years, we use that in our early intervention services, because early intervention is something that works with kids from 0 to 3 years of age. So if there's any child who comes and has red flags of autism or any other special needs, then we get called. And then we look at their behavioral issues, we look at skill acquisitions, and then their developmental, and then we do those assessments. And then our basic purpose in early intervention, because we only get 1 hour a week, is to train the parents on how to work with the child.
All right, ma'am. Thank you, Jawahar Juhi, for sharing your extensive knowledge and insights into the fascinating realm of behavior analysis. Your expertise in understanding and modifying behaviors is truly commendable. As we wrap up this insightful interview, is there any key takeaway or advice you would like to offer to those interested in the field or seeking to better understanding behavior analysis?
I just have one more thing I wanted to say. We are trying to, get a legislation passed in Pakistan. And this is very important because right now our consumers are not protected. So this is very important because anybody can do anything with our kids who have special needs. And sometimes we see kids who have special needs, and people are taking advantage of them, right? People are using them for begging. People are using them at shrines, and we don't want that. And then we want to have accountability. And all institutes, they need to have, certain set of rules. All behavior therapists, behavior analysts, they should come under that umbrella. Nobody should have fake credentials. So we want to pass that legislation and then form a board in Pakistan. So I urge you with this episode to help and support us for that. So all the behavior analysts have come together. So that is one thing that I wanted to urge you. And the message that I always want to give everybody is that be humble, because my mother always said to me, a tree that bears fruit is always bent towards the floor.
Exactly. This is a really nice advice for the nation right now, actually. Ma'am, thank you so much for joining us today, and thanks for your time.
All right. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much.
Goodbye. Have a nice day.